set up my next still life for, I think, my project number 4 for my drawing 101. I have to work with graphite and we have to eliminate lines because like you don't really see lines in real life, you know what I mean? Like they're just there, they're just shapes. And then we also have to do like a light source to do shadow work. I already taped down my paper. I'm gonna cover it with graphite and I'm gonna wait honestly till it gets a little bit darker out so I can have a little bit more control of the light. So I taped my paper to my board and then I started off by making a light layer of graphite to just give me kind of a base for my shading and value. And then I started sketching my objects and just getting the basic shapes down and then kind of doing more detail, but I had to refine the detail anyways as I went on. And then also some objects didn't even need as much detail as I gave them, but it's really good practice for me to draw things like realistically and in proportions and stuff. This was a little bit later because I had to wait to really do the value and stuff when it was dark out so I could have a direct light source. And I just use my lamp and put it on the floor, and then I'm just making stuff lighter or darker where it needs to be depending where the light and where the shadows are. I honestly struggled with this a little bit. I don't really ever do stuff like this, so it's just out of my comfort zone and not things I'm familiar with, but it's really good practice. And I was pretty happy with the final outcome for never really doing stuff like this, so you just got to keep practicing to get better at things. Here is my final piece with shading and value. I think it's pretty good. I've never really done anything like this before. I think it's pretty good for my first try. You can tell what the objects are, and I think I did good with the shading and the value. And trying to stay up to date. Here it is with all the tape removed.